Hi, welcome to Yoruba Mom. Uh, Today we're going to be cooking fish stew, the Yoruba Mom's way. My name is Monet, and the ingredients today will be onion. I'm going to use one onion. I'm using 2 bell peppers. I already prepared one, but I want to show you how I prepare this. And then we're going to be using tomatoes. Using 4 tomatoes. Going to cut the pepper into small pieces. We'll be using 2 bonnet peppers. Now, when you're cooking fish, if you use pepper, fish tends to not absorb much pepper, so the stew might be spicier than if you cook the same amount of pepper with beef or other meat. And I'm using, for this, I'm using 4 tomatoes. You can use as many tomatoes as you want. Tomato is really good for your skin, so you can use as much fresh tomatoes as you like. Remember, just cook it to your own taste and preference. It's a really nice juicy tomato. I put this in the refrigerator before so that when I'm cutting it, the gas doesn't go into my eyes. The gas is from onion, and it's what gets some people to, not like to use fresh onions. But if you can do that, or if you didn't put it in the refrigerator ahead of time, you can just cut it under the water. That way, when the gas is coming out, the water absorbs it or wash it off. So now we're going to blend it. I usually put the softer stuff at the bottom so that I don't have to use too much water if I don't want to. That way, the blending is easier. I got all this prepared ahead of time. I'm adding garlic and the other red pepper. So I'm gonna try and blend this first. Two bonnets. The second red bell pepper. We still have tomatoes here. I'm going to use some basil, fresh basil, with rosemary. For my meat stew, beef stew, fish stew, I blend my peppers smoother than when I cook the vegetable stew. For my vegetable stew, I try to make it more junkier. Looks good. I'm cooking salmon salmon fish. It's already prepared. I bought it already cleaned. So you just take it out of the freezer, rinse it. I oil the pan and I put the bottom down. Right there. So then we're gonna season this. Just a little bit. I put some pepper. Garlic. Garlic and black pepper. A little bit of basil, not so much, but since we are using basil in there. It gives it a really nice aroma. So that's it, and then we're gonna put it, set the oven. We set the oven to 360. Bake. 360. We already have one in the oven that's pre-cooked, pre-baked to save time. So now we're gonna turn on the stove. Now when you're cooking fish, fish has its own oil, so we're gonna use like maybe 4 tablespoons of olive oil. We don't need too much oil in our body, but we need to use a good amount. Now, when I was blending the pepper, when I blended, I think I blended the onion, the tomatoes. It kind of looks liquidy, and fish doesn't absorb extra water like meat will. So if you are in that situation, you can thicken your mixed peppers and onions with a thickener like tomato paste. That might be all I'm gonna use. Let's turn on the vent to absorb the aroma in the room, in the kitchen. So we're gonna wait till this kind of start bubbling a little bit. So while this was boiling, I was tidying up and cleaning up my area. So now we're gonna season. We're gonna use a little bit salt. Remember to watch out. That's why I always say your tasting of your stew is at least 3 times. And you have to remember, we season the fish with salt and whatever, anything like salty that let's say you put bouillon or something. So you have to remember that. So you leave room. For me, bouillon is a must. Reduce the heat. So all the seasonings you want to use, this is a good time to put it. I'm going to use curry powder, 1 teaspoon. I added garlic to the pepper, to the blending. I added fresh garlic already. Fish is actually faster to cook than meat. So it's about something you can really cook, quick, faster for your family, especially on weekdays or it's going to be a busy week or something like that. Gonna taste it. See. Getting splashy. It's good. Maybe a little bit. It's looking good. So I'm gonna add the fish. It's been cooking for like 8 minutes now. I think boiling for like 5. Now when you're cooking fish, use a wider pot because fish can crumble. So you need a wider pot. Non-stick is better with cooking. Anyway. Let it kind of like bubble up. Remember the fish is already cooked because we baked it in the oven, and the pepper is already cooked. So we just put them together now for them to marinate together, to get together. And so it shouldn't be more than 5-10 minutes, and then we'll be ready. As soon as it starts boiling, kind of like bubbling for 5 minutes, it's ready. When you're cooking fish, you don't stir it with spoon, and you shake it like I'm shaking it right now. Shake it, or you can move it a little bit, but shaking is way better. Now I'm gonna taste it. It's ready. Okay, it looks ready, and we're just gonna rest for a minute. Now you eat this with rice, eba, amala, gira, anything you want to eat it with. Sweet yam, potatoes, African yam. It's your choice. Looking good, huh? This is tasting. Really good. It's really delicious. Really delicious. Thank you guys. Ẹ ṣé o, ó dàbọ̀. Bye bye.